Cricket is my passion and I cannot avoid it. Hello and good morning to all our beautiful viewers. India play today Scotland in another must-win game, and most important, to make sure that they up their net run rate. To discuss about how India should go about, we have once again the great Shane Watson. Welcome to the show, Shane.
Thank you for having me, Anis. Happy Diwali to you and all of our Indian friends out there.
Oh, thank you so much. With this Diwali wish of yours, I'm sure will spread across all over India and UAE. And we are going to burst crackers today in our game against Scotland. So tell me, how does India go about in the game against Scotland?
Yes, well, India just need to follow on from their last game against Afghanistan. They were outstanding. The biggest key for India is their top order, is Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul as a starting point, and they were on fire. As you said, the firecrackers certainly went off against Afghanistan, and they're going to need that to happen again. Need that to happen again tonight. They're going to be up against Scotland. They've got Safyan Sharif, who's got an incredible economy rate in power plays. So it's going to be interesting to see how he takes on Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul in full flight. He's got an economy rate of 3.4 in the power plays during the World Cup so far. So I'm sure KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma will be trying to change that up. But Sharjah, the wicket there, it'll be interesting to see what kind of wicket that India do get there against Dubai. Oh, yes, Dubai. It is. Sorry, it is Dubai. Yes, I'm sorry. My apologies. I've got my mind on Sharjah at the moment. New Zealand, and Namibia. But yes, Dubai. So the wicket there has been outstanding. Yesterday afternoon's game, Australian and Bangladesh, that was the best wicket that I've seen in Dubai since the start of the tournament. It was beautiful. There was no moisture at all on the surface, just beautiful pace and bounce and carry. So there is no doubt that the Indian batsmen will have full freedom. They'll be able to trust the bounce, not like previous times they played in Dubai, and they will be going hard. So that's an exciting thing for the Indian cricket fans, knowing that India won't be tentative anyway, but the wicket will suit the way they play as well. So that's an exciting thing. So India just need to be able to nail the top order again. And gosh, it was really nice to see the way India did just continue to crank things up. Brought Rishabh Pant in at number 3, and also Hardik Pandya, which the more those guys find their feet, and Hardik Pandya as well in particular, because he's been a little bit out of sorts, for him to be able to bat as well as he did against Afghanistan, that's a great thing for India going into these couple of crucial games. So the other contest I'm really looking forward to is Virat Kohli, if he gets an opportunity to face Mark Watt. Mark Watt's had a few things to say in the lead up to this game, saying that, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. So I'm looking forward to taking on Virat. I'm going to sort of show him some things. So that's going to be interesting. Virat, I'm sure, would have read it. So he'll be, you don't poke the bear. And Virat, geez, if you get in his face a little bit, Virat, that really cranks him up and it gets him going. So it'll be interesting to see that that battle as well, which would be fascinating to see. But India have just got so much to play for. And for me, the other crucial thing is wickets in the power play for India. Haven't been great at it. Yes, they were better against Afghanistan. They got a couple of early wickets. Shami, Bumrah got a couple of early wickets, but India need to be better at getting early wickets. Yes, they're up against Scotland, and they need to be able to just dominate from the start with the ball. It's getting early wickets, just bowling good balls. They've got world-class fast bowlers in particular with Shami, Bumrah as well, and also Shardul. They just need to be on their game to make sure that they get early wickets, to make it easier to get their net run rate up. But those two things in particular, it is setting the platform and making a statement. Openers, KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, and then the openers with the ball, setting the standard. And if they're able to nail those two things in particular, then things will just fly from there.
You mentioned that India needs to make sure everything goes right, whether it's the batting and especially picking wickets in the power play. Do you think India will tinker if Chakravarti is fit and replace him for Shardul by any chance? What would you do if he's fit?
Look, I can understand why they could go that way, because Chakravarti, I hope, so he's injured. He's got a bit of a niggle. Yeah, okay, because if he was just replaced with Ashwin, I thought that was going to be pretty harsh, because Chakravarti bowled in some really tough times, like just needing to get wickets. So I can definitely see that India could go with Chakravarti instead of Shardul, because here in in Dubai. Chakravarti's a skilled bowler. He can spin it both ways. They're big boundaries as well in Dubai. So I can see that they'll go that way. The only thing is, it just means that their death bowling is a bit exposed. Yes, Boomer is incredible. Shami's not bad, but just to be able to have 3 fast bowlers to be able to close out those last 5 overs just gives Virat a few more options to rotate his quicks, to make sure that hopefully guys his quicks aren't bowling back-to-back overs in the depth, because that's where batsmen can really start to line guys up. And yes, it's for the Scotland game, it might not be as important, but if things go well and India get into the semi-finals, then they want to have their combinations as good as they possibly can as well. And 3 quicks for me is a really important combination.
Well, that's what experience says. That's what playing at the highest level says. We as laymen supporters of Indian cricket team probably wanted Varun because we thought that because Mujib has done well against the Scottish, we should pick him up and forget about Shardul and forget about the power play overs and the lead up to the semi-final. Well done, Watto. Anyway, so there's an important game before that India plays, before India is New Zealand. Now we're talking about the net run rate of India. New Zealand is already 0.70 or 0.80, whereas India is just 0.073. So if New Zealand win with a big margin, let's presume by 100 runs or the way Australia won against Bangladesh, they can go quite up in the ladder if they beat Namibia.
They could absolutely, but Namibia have been playing very well. They've been playing nice cricket. They've got the one person that's really the glue to this Namibian team is David Visa. He's been outstanding for them. Yes, he's an outstanding cricketer and was for South Africa, and now to be able to have him as the glue with his crucial overs that he bowls, and then his power hitting at the end as well is important. So yes, New Zealand are going to want to dominate Namibia. In Sharjah, it's more challenging, and I think it'll be more challenging for Namibia as well because the wicket's a little bit different. Obviously, it's a little bit lower, a little bit more skiddy, so it'll challenge them a bit more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to covering that game. It'll be interesting to see exactly how New Zealand do approach that because obviously they're going to have to want to win and win really well. But just, I suppose, from my perspective, yeah, do they have the firepower as much as India? And that's where, like, the excitement of watching India play, and especially with the bat, is they've got like amazing firepower all the way through. Yes, New Zealand have got firepower. They've got Guptill, and he played really well in the last game. They've got Mitchell, who's done really well. They've also got, like, through the back end as well, they've got Mitch Santner, who can also hit him a long way. So they've got some firepower, but I suppose I just always salivate when I think about India and the power that they have all the way down their batting lineup. So New Zealand are definitely going to have to put in another good performance. But there are just a few people who are really wanting New Zealand just to not absolutely nail the game today, is there? Just a few billion people who are wanting New Zealand just to not absolutely play a perfect game this afternoon.
As long as they play a perfect game, not on the last day, which is on Sunday, it's fine.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Anyway, congratulations on the Australian win, Watto. What an emphatic win. That's the net run rate they wanted. They got it. They bowled them out cheaply, Bangladesh, and now they are on top. And with West Indies out, I hope they're not a threat to Australia in the final game to be party spoilers.
Oh, the West Indies are a massive threat. There is a huge rivalry between the West Indies and Australia, especially in T20 cricket. The West Indies will absolutely turn up, and they will be wanting to spoil the Aussies party in a big way. There's always been a bit of sort of on-field banter and a few various battles that go on the field. So I know the West Indies, yes, they're out. Chris Gale, it looks like it might be his last game for the West Indies as well. So he's going to have a lot to play for. And the West Indies, yeah, they will absolutely, yes, they've been surprisingly not good at all. With the incredible match winners they've got in their team, they've just been a bit of a shambles for them, which was so surprising. But playing against the Aussies, it would not surprise me if they all stand up and are ready to go to really spoil the Aussies party. So hopefully not. Hopefully the West Indies stay a bit of a shambles, and the Aussies can just continue to play the way they are, because they played very nicely. Yes, Bangladesh weren't very good. Disappointingly, Bangladesh weren't very good yesterday, but the Aussies were so dominant. They made sure they kept their foot on the gas when they needed to.
And what about the Palms? English spoiling your party by just giving it easy, playing their second fiddle side? Is that happening?
No, England are playing way too good. I'd be very surprised if they took their foot off the pedal at all. They've been absolutely outstanding with the ball, with the bat. Gosh, Josh Butler, what an absolute superstar he is. That innings that he played in Sharjah against Sri Lanka was absolutely outrageous. That wasn't an easy wicket to bat on, and he just changed his tack compared to the previous innings that he played against Australia. Just build his innings a little bit more and then exploded towards the end. And oh, goodness me. Yeah, it was that's one of the best T20 innings that I've ever watched. So I'd be surprised again if England take the foot off the pedal, because they are playing great T20 cricket.
All right. So we've had Waters saying that India should play with 3 fast bowlers, make sure that their top order fires, and it's going to be all India. Just got to be wary of Scotland. And he believes New Zealand do not have so much of firepower as India, but it's going to be 2 good games happening today, one at Sharjah in the afternoon and one at Dubai. So we'll catch up with Shane Watson tomorrow for the post-match. Thank you very much, Watto. Have a great day.
You too, Anis.